Hey everybody, welcome back. I am going to be reviewing planners today. I have 3 different planners, totally different. 2 of them are big brands in the homeschool world. The other one is kind of a DIY. And I was able to get 2 of these on clearance for super cheap. So I thought now's the time to compare the 3 and see which one I really think would work best for a homeschool mom, at least for me, and see if it's really worth the money paying more for some of these, or I just wanted to figure out what would work best. And I thought I couldn't pass up the prices, which I'll share with you in just a minute. I have used at least a week of each of these planners just to be able to compare and contrast them and see which would work best. So if you want to see which one was my favorite and what I liked about each of them, then stay tuned. Okay, so the first planner we're going to talk about is called the Well-Planned Day. Now this is one that probably anyone who's been homeschooling, well, even if you just started this year and you look up homeschool planners, this is going to pop up because this is a pretty well-known planner. And this was actually, if you had ordered it from the company, it's $29.95. I got this at a garage sale about a month ago maybe for 50 cents. It's never been written in. It was brand spanking new, and she told me when I went to check out that she actually ordered the wrong year, so she meant to order the 2020 to 2021. I was thinking it probably at least has September through January, so I was like, well, I can at least test it out for a couple months. Well, it doesn't. So it actually ended in June 2020, but I will show you what I did inside to make this work, at least just to check it out, because it's really not that big of a deal. My thoughts on this one, first of all, this is a beautiful planner. It's a nice spiral binding. I will show you inside of it, but it has a lot of options. So let's look inside so I can talk you through the different things that they offer here. So here is the cover of the Well-Planned Day. This is kind of cool. It does have little notes inside of the planner that are, you know, encouraging things for homeschool moms. There's habit planning for homeschool. It has a page for family memories, which is really cool. Our favorite read aloud. We traveled to this place. They have a year at a glance. They've got important dates to remember, like holidays and stuff. There's important information, contact information, websites, odds and ends, and emergency information. Here's home management. So they've got a daily cleaning schedule. And then this says special projects here. Then they have these little perforated, you fold them over like this and can tear them out, a daily chore list. So they've got one for the name for each child and then the daily chores. So I'm not sure if these are intended to be laminated maybe, because there's only 4 of them. And then this is daily school. So I assume it's the smart thing to do would be to laminate these, maybe fill them out before you laminate them if you know it's not going to change. That was my only hang up with this was, you know, for the daily chores, we change them every couple months. So I'm not sure if I'd want to laminate that, but this paper is so thin. There's no way that would last. That wouldn't even last a week in our family. There's a teacher schedule here. If you follow a specific schedule, here's a class plan. They've got a place for a photo for each child, and then the student schedule. So they've got that for, there's 3, 4. So they've got that for 4 kids. If you wanted to fill that out and say which curriculum you're going to be using for each subject for each kid. So that might be good if you keep track of things like that, and it talks about additional literature. So this would be kind of cool for the end of the year for, you know, doing if you do a portfolio review or something like that, this would have all the stuff that you used on there. And then they've got their student schedule, which I guess you could photocopy and give to the student. And then each month has a 1-month spread with a note section, and they do have Bible verses throughout, which is really cool. And it's very pretty with all the flowers. So they've got another little section here that you can read, organized for school. I think these are cool, but when I pull out my planner, to be honest, I don't really take the time to read these things. So I think it could be neat if that could be an encouragement to you. To me, I'm not sure if that's something I really need in my planner, because I just pull out my planner to see what I need to do for the day. They do have these little shopping lists, which are cool. We've got monthly chore lists, household lists, household needs and dreams, projects this month, things like that. They've got an enjoy reading page, so this would have each student and then the books that they read. You've got read alouds here and then library books and when they're due. If you are that organized to keep track of that, I think that's awesome. I, not so much. Sometimes forget that the books are due. This is fun learning, so you've got field trips, educational goals. So this has a lot in it. It's geared for homeschooling, so it does have a lot in it. Then they have a weekly spread for July. So it goes down, it's really hard to see because they're tiny little print, but it's got Bible, math, history, science, English, and then depending on how many, if you've got 4 kids, you've got another section here for another subject, and then a small section here at the bottom, or, you know, if there's some subject you do together, you could probably combine them. And it's a nice little checkbox to check it off when you're done. So it is a nice little setup. You've got your schedule at the top. It's got a Bible verse here to do this week. There's a dinner menu, self-care, and weekend activities. So you have that every week. There's July. And then August. And then it changes, you know, the color scheme is different, but it looks like everything else is the same. So it's really pretty. I think it's really nice. I wish the paper quality was a little thicker to me. I will show you the week that we did. So I did this week in October, and this is how I made this work because like I said, this was for 2019. All I did, it may not be the prettiest, but I just took washi tape. I had this little sloth washi tape, so I cut out a sloth and I put it over top of the wrong date. And then there was a little checkbox here, I think. So I wrote the date in there. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So that was Monday the 12th instead of Monday the 14th. And then I just used the little sloth washi tape to cover that up. It was just for me, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And then these were super small, so I did write this a little bit bigger just so I could see and kind of really differentiate between the different lines. But I did think it was cool. Like I mostly wrote in, I didn't write every single thing that we needed to do that week. Like I didn't write down every child's assignment because they know like in math, they're just going to do the next math assignment. So the only thing I would write down was to remember, you know, this person had a test that day or, you know, different things. Like if they got some stuff wrong, we needed to, this child, which I just wrote my children on, my oldest is on the top line. The next one's on the next line. They just knew that. But if there was something we needed to go over from the day before, I wrote it on there so I didn't forget to go over that with them. So, but as you can see, after just using this for a week, like this was all curled up. That really irritated me. So I felt like it looked really sloppy by the, that was like a couple days into it. So I was kind of bummed about that. It had a little section here for Sunday, and I just wrote the supplies I needed to get for science. And then for the to-do list, I did write down some stuff there. So I don't know. That was my only hang up is how thin and it's not a low quality paper. It's just really thin. So I wasn't a big fan of that. I will skip to the back of this. So all the months are the same except, you know, they've got different flowers, like a different flower design. So then here, it's got a page at the end of the book for semester success for each child. I'm not even sure what I would write in there. Some of these pages are just things I don't think I would use. I don't have to keep attendance for where we live. So this was another unnecessary thing, but if you do have to keep attendance, this would be great. There's a grade log, which I don't really do grades for our stuff either. So this is kind of unnecessary for us, but it might be good for you. There's the attendance record. So they have that for each, this is for 2020. They have the year at a glance. So they do have a little bit here for 2021. They've got if you had gotten the right year, this is for 2020. They've got future plans here if you wanted to write that stuff in. Year end and review. They've got an education, character, habits, curriculum ideas. So they have that for each student. They've got a page for vacation plans, a summer bucket list. A lot of this stuff, it is cool. It's just not something I would use, so it'd probably stay blank. They do have a report card, which I've never done a report card, so maybe I should do a report card one year. My kids might like it. Or not, I don't know. I've never done report cards. So that's another thing that's cool, but it's just not necessary for us. So this does have a lot of really cool things to it, and it is very pretty. I just don't think this was the best fit for us, but it is really nice. It might work for you. So the next planner that I picked up is called the Happy Planner. This thing I have seen before, and I was like, I know that thing's gotta be expensive with all these like little, I don't know, fanciness on the side and stuff. I got this at Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago for $3.29. I was standing there thinking, okay, I don't really need another planner, but $3.29, and I've always been curious how these were. So I thought, well, I'll just pick it up and then I can do a review to show you guys which one I think is better. That's like mind-boggling. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. The cool part about this one is this starts August 2020 and it goes through 2021. So I guess they just have these on clearance because everybody's already started school and don't need them now. So that is my tip. I was just there again yesterday looking for something else, and they still had a handful of planners. So if you live near a Hobby Lobby and you want to try out one of these planners, go check it out. I don't know if all of them have them on clearance, but at least ours did. So maybe I would think this time, you know, a month or so into school, maybe they mark these things down because nobody's buying them anymore. But for $3, you can't pass trying this out. So obviously my first favorite part about this is the binding. I think this is really cool. And the way they have it set up, it's this, I don't even know what these are called, but they're these little circle binding things, and you can just pop these off and pop them back on. So you can reuse this and put your own stuff in. I think you can buy the refill packs, or if there's something in here you wanted to add, if you wanted to add a paper or something, or if you want to take one out, this just easily comes off like that. That's really cool. I've never seen a planner like that before. This one is the most sturdy between the two of those. This one has, I mean, it's a nice thick laminated cover and the back, which is nice. It's easy to just close up and put to the side, and I feel like it would last a while. It seems like it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty too. Now this one, it says on the front, the best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. This is actually a teacher planner. I'm pretty sure they have a homeschool planner, which maybe would be a little bit more geared towards homeschoolers, but this works just fine. I've got 4 kids and I was able to put them all in here. So I'm gonna show you a peek inside of this and all the stuff that it offers inside so that you can see what this looks like. So here is the Happy Planner, 12-month planner. It's got this little thing in the front, but this is what it looks like, and it's this real thick, nice laminated cover with pretty polka dots on it. And they have a little card in here in the front that I guess that lady must be the Happy Planner. So it's got, this is, like I said, the teacher edition. So, you know, you could put your room and school and address, but I homeschool, so that's not really gonna help for me. It has a year at a glance academic calendar. So some of this stuff don't get the teacher one, I guess. Unless you get it on clearance and you don't care, then like I'm not going to use these. Obviously the reference notes for the substitute. If I'm sick or something, then we don't do school. But it does have this, all the days filled out. So you've got this other kind of year at a glance from August to July. So this is kind of nice too if you had something that you wanted to throw in there. So before each month, they have this like, hello August, and it's got top priorities, goals, student birthdays, events and holidays, focus this month. And then each month starts with this pretty page. This one says always choose to be kind. And this is a thicker page here. So then here for August, you've got a 2-page spread of the monthly calendar. Then you've got weekly spread. So this has Monday through Friday. So it's got 7 lines here. So I will show you in a minute how I did it, how I used it for my 4 kids. But that's basically, it's pretty basic, you know, how your weekly spread is. I feel like the page quality is a lot thicker than the other one, which I really love. So here's the Hello September, wake up, teach kids, be awesome. That's really pretty. So I like these little, like the other one had nice, it was really nice and encouraging, big, you know, almost a whole page of encouragement, which, like I said, I'm not going to probably take the time to read that when I'm opening my planner, and maybe I should. But something like this is just pretty. I just love the design on this. And then you've got your September. So there's not a lot to each month. So that's kind of the one thing for, you've got your week where you can put your subjects and different things in there. You've got your monthly spread, and that's it. So this does not have the to-do list. It does not have the menu planning. It's missing some of the other stuff that the other one had, just so that you're aware of that. There's the October. It's got holidays on here too. So I used this for the last week of October. I put in the subjects at the top. We have Bible, history and science is something that we alternate, so I put both of those there. Math, language, handwriting, reading, creative writing, and then typing. So then as I went down, if it's something that we do together, like all the Bible stuff that we do together, I did not separate it out with colors. History and science, we do it all together too. So then just so that my kids knew what was for what, if they were looking here to see what do I still have to do, I just went through and used a sparkly highlighter that I had. So like my oldest has the purple line, so anything that she needed to make sure she did is highlighted in purple. Then my next daughter had green, next daughter was pink, and I did blue for my son, but he just has one thing that he does, so I didn't even write his in. So I'm not sure if that's necessary. That is what I did just so that I could keep track after the first week, but then this week, I didn't color code anything, and it was easy enough to just, some of the stuff, just to know the top 2 lines is my oldest daughter. So I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I think once you get comfortable with it, you can, whether you want to color code it or if you want to just look at it and see, you're going to know which book is for which kid and stuff like that. So it's not that big of a deal. So I put these titles at the top for our subjects. So that was just blank. So that could be a positive thing if you wanted to be able to customize this and put whatever subjects you do, or it might be negative to you where you wish that they had the subjects at the top, but it is blank and I wrote those in. So this is pretty basic, but really pretty. So it may or may not have what you need. I felt like the quality is better, but like I said, it doesn't have as much of the extras, which could be good or bad. It just depends on what your needs are. In the back here is a checklist. There's a page for notes. So these would be more teacher oriented, classroom teacher, where it's got a classroom checklist where you'd probably put your kids' names and grades or whatever you want to do. You could probably use this with your kids for something. I probably wouldn't use it. But they have that. But I don't know, maybe that's something you could use for something else. And that's it. So that's all that they have in this teacher planner. And there's a picture of the back. So I do like this one a lot. I thought this was really pretty, but if you're looking for more add-ins like the other one had, this may not work for you. So it just depends on what you need in your planner. But here's a close-up of these. So they're plastic, but they're really pretty and cool. So that's the binding for that one. So the last planner that I will be showing you today is called the Minimalism Art Dot Journal. So I actually have a video that I will link below in the description box that I already did an in-depth close-up look at this. I'll give you a quick flip through today, but I showed you how I made this cheap planner. It's completely blank except for dots on the pages, and how I made it my own. I added these tabs and all this stuff. So I will show you a quick flip through, but I do have another video that gives you a more detailed look at what I did and how I set things up. So this was about $9, $9.99, something like that. I just ordered this off of Amazon. This is really nice. It is smaller, so if you're looking for something smaller compared to like this one, something you could throw in your purse or something like that. You're not going to fit that in your purse unless you have a huge Mary Poppins purse like I do. I actually have one like that right now. But this is a lot nicer. It's more portable. The nice thing is it's really sturdy. I mean, this is a nice hard cover. So for something that's going to be beat up and pushed around and knocked off the table and all kinds of stuff during school, this is a nice, good quality book. It also has this strap here that keeps it closed, which I do really like. I think that's a neat little touch there. So I will show you a close-up of this too, a little quick flip through, just so you can see what this one looks like. So let's see. Okay, so here's the last one. Like I said, I do have a video on this, but I will go ahead and do a close-up just so you can compare in case this is something that you would want to do. This comes completely blank. I have never filled this in yet. This is a table of contents page. And I use washi tape. I am not artistic, like I said in my other video, if you already saw this. So yeah, but I did this. So I just made up my own yearly spread and put that in the front, and that's nice if you're looking for the date for something. And if you are not creative, you may look at this and be like, oh my goodness, I could never do that. You're just writing numbers in boxes. It's not. This is about as fancy as I get, and all I did was put some squiggle marks at the end. You just need a ruler and a pencil for the lines. I mean, it's really simple. Some people may get overwhelmed by this, but it's really not that big of a deal. I have a chore rotation here in the front, when I'm eating on plan. And the nice thing is, I didn't do any healthy eating that month, but I did make boxes for it. You can just switch stuff up. So I didn't have to make them exactly the same every time. Like this month, I just did lines. I didn't feel like making anything fancy, so I've got a section for YouTube where I just keep track of what videos I'm going to be doing. I've got a bunch of extra blank pages here too. I have I started off with this one, books we have read. I love this, and you can just look on Pinterest for ideas for this. Again, this is so easy. This is not, you may look at this and be like, oh my goodness, she's so artistic. How did she do that? Well, no, I can't draw anything. This is just lines. Just draw lines, and then you go whoop on the top, whoop on the top, just like that. That's the best I could draw. And if you look really close, it's not that great, but it's pretty. Anyway, this is going to be the read aloud books that I've read with my kids, but because I've been doing book reviews on my YouTube channel, I was like, I should have one of these for myself. So I've done books that I have read, and I did a page for that, and then I'm actually putting the stars on it for, and I'm new to this, so I wrote the little what the stars meant, so that I know, if I'm giving it 4 stars or why I would do that. So that was kind of neat. That's something you wouldn't have in one of those other planners if you want to add that in there. So I like being able to have that in here. Menu planning is something too. I'm just going to do a quick flip through, but if you can see, all these pages are different. Washi tape is amazing because all this, I'm just making lists in here, but the washi tape makes it pretty. That was supposed to be little clipboards. And then I haven't been menu planning for a while. Then I've got a whole section for our and I've got our curriculum. Then I've done these differently too. Like this was my first one, which I thought turned out terrible. And then I kind of found a better way to do it. But I just have the stuff we do together and then a checklist for the girls so that they know what to do. And then if there's something going on that we need to do that week, that goes on there too. If there's stuff that we need to get, like for science, a lot of times there's stuff we need to get, I'll put that on there. So you don't have to be artistic to do this. You might be laughing. See, that's terrible. It looks like one of my kids did it, but I'm learning. So, I'm keeping track, and it's a nice little notebook. So it's nothing to brag about, but it works for me. And then the rest of these are blank for using this for the rest of the year. This does have a little pocket in the back. I don't have anything in there, but it's nice that you can keep this little strap on there. So that's what it looks like. And I just bought these little tabs. I can link these in the description box, but I bought these little metallic tabs on Amazon, and they just stick on there. They just stick on the pages. So that's the Minimalism Art Dot Journal, which you could get any dot journal. I feel like the dots help you line everything up. But if you want everything done for you, this wouldn't work, obviously, because it comes blank besides just dots on the pages. I'll show you the dots. Let me give you a close-up so you can see. See, it's got dots, which do help with making charts and things. So like just on here, it just makes writing the lines easier, and making that little tiny box right here, you just count how many dots you're going to do and make a little box. So that's why I like the dot journal rather than a lined journal, but you can get a lined journal or you can get a blank journal. So that is a close-up of that planner. So which one do I like the best? Okay, I feel like there really are positives of all of them and some negatives of all of them. I'll start with this one. I really do like this. I feel like this would be a good one if you want to have your grocery list and you want to have your grading book in here, because it does have those grading pages in the back. It's got a nice layout if you have multiple kids and you want to be able to line everything up. I think this is a good one. I think the reason I didn't really like this was because the pages were so thin. Just that 1 week of using it, I felt like the pages were, they were curling up, and I just wasn't a big fan. I felt like it was really worn out after just 1 week of use. So I think the quality of the pages was what turned me off of this. It is a nice planner otherwise. It's pretty, and I'm not sure if this is something I would want to spend $30 for, just because I really need nice sturdy pages that are gonna be able to withstand getting beaten up, by me and my kids and all kinds of stuff. So this is probably my third choice. So I would say these two are kind of a tie for first, because it totally depends on what you're looking for. Now, I have had this one for a while, so this one's a little bit, like shiny and new and like maybe is a little more appealing. But I will say I love just the prettiness of this. This makes me happy. I feel like all the pages are pretty, and I like all the little inserts and stuff. I love that it has these tabs on it. So I feel like the pages also were really good quality. They didn't start to bend or, fold up or anything like that. I feel like it stayed nice and flat after using it really for a couple weeks. I did love this. My drawback with this is just that, and this might be because I got the teacher planner, so I don't know if maybe I had gotten the homeschool planner. Maybe it has more inserts that would be more helpful. I'm pretty sure you can go online and customize it, but I'm trying to compare the buy it off the shelf price, and for $32.99 without adding anything extra and just buying this as it is, I feel like I really needed to have another thing for my other life plans, like menu planning I like to do. There's not a space for that in here really. You get a one-page spread of your month, which was really good. And then you get your weekly spread, which worked perfectly for homeschooling. But having, like, I have pages in this book for my YouTube channel, keeping track of that stuff for the inn, different notes I need to take. When I'm trying to eat healthy, which isn't all the time, but when I am trying to eat healthy on certain weeks, I try to track how much water I've drank, and like if I've eaten healthy that day or if I exercise and things like that. So if you like to keep track of a lot of stuff, or if you're a really busy mom and you have a lot of stuff going on, I'm not sure if this really has enough space. I feel like I would have to add some pages, maybe order some pages from them to add in stuff like that. So I'm not sure if just off the shelf this would be enough for me, but I really, really loved it. Like I said, I feel like this makes me the happiest to use just because it's so pretty and shiny. I feel like it is missing some stuff that I really was able to find in this. So this is a close first, but I think it's second place. It was almost first place, and there are things about it that I would say are first place, but in my opinion, I really still do like this the best. I feel like I like being able to customize my planner with however I want to customize it. If I just wanted to do a plain grid schedule or something like that, I can do it. And then the next week, maybe I want to be creative and do bubbles, or just if you like to be creative and maybe make your pages prettier or make them just whatever mood you're in I did use washi tape on these other ones too, but you could really make this pretty or as plain as you need it to be. This is really good quality pages. I feel like none of these have ever folded. I think part of it is because it does stay closed like this, and you can keep it closed with this little strap. But the pages are really good quality too. So I think this is probably my favorite. I really love the portability of this. I just love being able to customize it. And it's easy to keep track when you add your own tabs, and it wasn't expensive. The other two, what did I say? $32.99, and the other one was $29.95, and this was only $10. So in my opinion, I think for next year, I would probably go with this again if I need to buy it brand new and I can't find it on clearance. Now, I think for the rest of this year, I'll see myself using both of these. This for more daily life stuff that I need to keep track and maybe take it with me. and this just to keep in the schoolroom or, you know, something like that. So, but if you are completely terrified of making your own thing and customizing something, and you are like, there's no way I would take the time to draw out my calendar, or there's no way that I want to draw lines and grids or anything like that, I want it all for me, I would recommend this then. So if you don't want to do anything yourself, I would go with the Happy Planner, because I think this is pretty awesome. So that's my 2 cents. So I hope this review was helpful for you. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell, and you'll be notified every time one of my videos comes out. I forgot to mention in my video, did you guys notice this really pretty wallpaper that I've got behind me? I found this wallpaper at our Bet and Dent store for $3. And I needed a paint job done so bad on here from all the marks from my kids. And I felt like it was really distracting in a lot of my videos. Well, when I found this wallpaper, I was like, okay, I've never done wallpaper before, but let's give it a try. So I put this on. It was really easy until the last little square. That was a little bit challenging. But I think it turned out so cool having an accent wall for $3. And this $3 wallpaper was $34 at Target. I, first of all, can't imagine paying $34 for one roll of wallpaper, but I think it turned out amazing, and I loved getting it for $3. So I just wanted to point that out because I think this is beautiful now. I feel like this is a nice, pretty happy space that I have here. And all I did was pull some furniture from a different room and just rearrange stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I love it that you guys have been supporting my channel, and I love that you guys come watch my videos every week. So stay tuned, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.